All right. Hey guys, I'm back amongst the living. It is, let's see, what day is Sunday, October 29th, I believe. Between funeral stuff from last week and then I ended up getting sick. And I know I don't sound awful right now. Definitely getting better, feeling better. But I still have one ear that is like completely plugged and it's driving me crazy because I think I sound really different, right? Anyway, so I wanted to update you guys on kind of what has happened in the past week-ish and kind of what we're working on right now. So I'm sitting in the drive of the building so that you're going to see here in a second where we're at with painting. So painting gets interesting in northern Iowa this time of year, especially on a concrete building. So we have to have temps at a certain degree so that we can paint, and the paint will actually adhere to the concrete. And so we're running into issues where, like right now, it's 37 degrees at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're kind of running into these issues where our highs are not quite high enough, unfortunately, for them to paint. So we're hoping that we still have a few really nice days and the painter will have availability to get out here and finish it up. There's not that much left. Let's take a look. So he's got all the lower and the middle sections done. And I believe this is true all the way around. We can kind of drive around. And then all we need is that top section. See those top squares? And then there's like a trim piece at the very top. So he just needs to get a boom out here and, kind of finish up the very top part. So we'll see. I mean, we obviously don't want the building to sit here like this for all winter. The back looks the funniest because as you can see here, they kind of stopped. So you can really see the difference of where they have stopped with the black in the back compared to the front, which I guess is good. I guess it's better that the back looks worse than the front, but anyway, kind of is what it is. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to kind of wait and see with the painter what ends up happening there. But in the grand scheme of things, the exterior paint doesn't really affect business. It looks really nice. The black is looking really nice. It's going to look great when it's all done. And yeah, sure, it looks a little funny halfway done, but we're still able to conduct classes and do all the great things that we do. So at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, that's where we're at with paint. Let's see what else. I will show you once we get inside the new toilet paper and paper towel dispensers and all that, and kind of where we're at with that. Josh is working on some mirror stuff, so I'll give you a little more updates once we get inside. Okay, we're back in where it's warm. It is really chilly out there. 37, but it's really windy, so I don't even want to know what the wind chill is. But I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you to everybody for the well wishes, for our family during going through an unexpected death in the family and also unexpected sickness mixed in with it. So there was a lot of nice comments on my Facebook page. So I just want to say thank you guys for that support. And yeah, let's take a look at the bathroom so you can see what we have going on here. So much better than the old, like, yellowed ones, right? Definitely. So we have these, and then we have a smell good thing there that's just pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not overly strong. It's really pretty mild, and it just kind of keeps things smelling fresh and kind of neutralizing odors without being overwhelming. And then the toilet paper things as well. Again, they look much better and they work a lot better. The other ones were they were wiggly and flopping around and stuff like that. So these definitely work better. And then the soap dispensers, we are going to leave these here until we use up the soap that we have, because if you know me, I like to be frugal when I can. And so it just seemed silly to waste when we have some soap that they had left here. It seems silly to not use up the soap that is here. So then we will have the fun. Well, and the company also didn't want to take these off the mirrors because they don't want that liability. So we'll have the fun of peeling these off the mirrors and putting the new ones on. But they left us with new ones. I don't know, we'll see. Josh is upstairs, so we're gonna warp upstairs and see what. All right, Josh is kind of working in the pink studio. I got him sidetracked on something else right now, but getting our portable mirrors from Studio 3 are going into the pink studio. It looks like they fit just perfectly. I didn't really plan that, but the bases fit just perfectly in the space that we left for them. And I was guessing, so that was good. But yeah, so our portable mirrors are going here for pink, because obviously this wall isn't a solid wall. So there's this jut right here in this room. So the mirrors would have had to have done a lot of jutting back and forth. And so we figured the portable ones will be perfect in here. We'll see. Portable mirrors are not my favorite. Actually, I really, really dislike them. So we'll see how they do in here. But yeah. So, and then the other thing that I kind of distracted Josh with right now, thermostats. So the building runs off from, a main panel in a maintenance room. And then each studio has its own thermostat. But what we need to do now, I was talking about how it's getting so cold out, we need to go through and really program them in a way that makes sense, set them all on heat, and make sure we're programming them in a way that makes sense. Teachers can always bump them up to make it warmer, but when we're not here, like on the weekends or like Thanksgiving break or something, for example, we don't want them to be turning on and keeping the building at 70 degrees or something when nobody's here. So I've been telling them for a while, this is important because it's gonna get cold, and we don't want these things that kind of have a mind of their own, like they're sort of pre-scheduled. And so they're going to say things like, here, I'll show you, figure out what I'm doing here. So we want to switch it to heat. And right now we're just setting them at like 55 because nobody's in here. And like I said, then teachers can always bump them. So now you can see this little symbol means heat. I don't know why it just kicked on. See, this is where we need to spend some time experimenting, because the heat just kicked on, but I turned it at 55. It says it's 59 in here. So why did the heat turn on? And you see how it says until 6:30 a.m. So we want to get these all scheduled where we're in control of the schedule. It's not controlling itself. So somewhere in here. Oh, now it just turned off. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Somewhere in here there's like schedule. Anyway, so this is kind of what we have to, like, see how that says 70. So I'm guessing, but somewhere in here I've seen like Monday this time, Tuesday this time, and you can actually schedule them that way. So anyway, we need to play around with these. Make sure that they don't do something silly, like at 6:30 in the morning, the heat decides it needs to be 80 degrees in here, and it runs the heat like crazy when nobody's in the building. So you guys know me, I'm a little bit of a control freak, so I don't really like that these things seem to have a mind of their own. We just have to spend some time figuring out how we control that. So that doesn't happen, because it has been happening. Even with the air, there was some weird, all of a sudden changes in settings and stuff. So anyway, we'll experiment with it. But obviously with this building being rather large, if we screw something like that up and all of these units are running all weekend long, keeping the building at 80 degrees when it's 30 degrees outside, that really could financially be a big deal when our utility bill comes in. So that is just silly to have the building that warm when no one's here. So we're gonna play around with them, see what we can figure out. On the 6 or the 5, actually, Purple doesn't have one. So the 5 studios that have their own. And then we have to look at the big panel in the maintenance room and kind of try to figure that out too, which that's definitely worse than these for sure. So I'll keep you updated, but we're gonna grab some lunch at some point too. You gotta eat too. All right, so we think we've got it figured out. So we're gonna go, we've done it in each one. So it seems like, well, no matter what we do, if we mess around with it, if we set it on hold, but then we mess around with it at all, we touch it at all, which obviously teachers are going to do that, it goes back to the schedule, the comfort settings that are set up. So first, we need to switch this to heat. And then we're gonna we're gonna switch this so it doesn't kick on right now. So we're just like manually doing this. And then see how it says until 11:30 p.m. and then we're like, well, what happens at 11:30 p.m.? Well, that's the whole schedule and the comfort settings and all this. So what we are doing is setting all of the comfort settings, whether it's home, away, or sleep, to what we want them to be kind of when no one's here, because then the teachers can manually override these when they need to. So we're setting them all at what we want them. So we're doing heat at 55. Hi, babe. And air at 75. I'm going the wrong way. And then when you save it, that setting, when you go back into the schedule, is what we want it to be. So a little bit tedious, but it's really kind of a one-time thing, I think. So, all right, we'll keep you updated with anything else we're working on today. All right, so we'll grab some lunch after we got the thermostats all figured out. I just show you, it's kind of funny, this is what happens when you come back after not being physically in the office for a week. People, if they want to make sure that they're giving me something and putting it somewhere safe where only I can see it, they slide stuff under my office door. And so when I opened the door, it was hard to open because there's so much stuff underneath there. So just kind of a pile of envelopes and papers and all kinds of stuff. And then my poor pretty flowers, right? They're done. So I need to throw those away. But anyway, office a little bit, continue to help Josh. We are going to take a look at that, the big panels for the building, for switching everything over to heat here soon. So yeah, it's getting a little bit chilly in the building in these types of spaces. Like in the waiting rooms and the studios, people are in there and they warm up really fast, so it wasn't really a concern. But in my office, it's 60 degrees right now, which I don't mind personally. I like kind of being cold, but obviously not everyone enjoys that. So we need to get everything switched over to heat here. You'll see when we get upstairs, the panels are they're really interesting. So it's going to be a little challenging, and we're probably going to have them come out and help us figure that out. But we're going to give it our best attempt today. So I'll keep you posted when we get to that point. All right, so Josh is getting cones. We had those out for an event that we had, a trunk or treat event last night. So we need those to kind of block off the parking lot. So he is moving those into the closet where they go down there. To take a second, it's so hard when you're so busy yourself, but I think that it's good to take a second to give encouragement and kind of appreciation to those around you. And so one of the things that I had on my list today that I wanted to do is just give some little notes to the tenants that we have. So Precision Nails, that is almost ready. She's still working on getting everything set up, but getting really close. Make sure I get the right one for her here. And then I'm just gonna slide it under her door for her. And then we have Cricky Fit, Adult Fitness. I'm gonna slide a little note under there for her as well. And of course, do this for our staff a lot as well. They get all kinds of little treats and goodies and things from me, but yeah, I just wanted to give them a little something as well. Just letting them know I'm here for them, and if they need anything, to reach out. It's good to keep those connections. So all right, I think we're gonna go upstairs soon and look at the crazy panels for the HVAC units. So that's gonna be interesting. All right, so here we are in the room that has all of the HVAC units. There are 13 of them. There's one there as well. And so I'm not sure what these are, but then they connect to these two panels. One is for first floor, one is for second floor. They're just kind of interesting because they're old. And like that one that Josh is working on now is accurate. This one thinks it's April 29th of 2000. So we kind of thought that I kind of thought anyway, I don't know if anybody else thought this, but I thought when, they got all the HVAC like figured out, that this would be part of, figuring it out, and it would all be like ready for us to use. The other thing about this pad is it's really hard to push the buttons on it. Like sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. So like right now I can't get that to push. So anyway, they're just kind of a little difficult to use because of their functionality. They're also difficult to use just because they're like a system that we're not super familiar with. So anyway, that's kind of what we're doing now, but looks like Josh is onto something, hopefully helpful. We've done this before and we thought we knew what we were doing, and then it like didn't change. When we went back to it, it was all the same. So we'll see. But anyway, that's what this fun little room is for, and how everything other than the 5 studios that have their own thermostats, this is how everything else is controlled. So kind of interesting, kind of fun to learn, a little bit frustrating when you're working with an outdated system as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll get everything figured out so that we can keep the building at a comfortable level for everybody. And we don't want any frozen pipes or anything like that. That would not be good. So all right guys, I think this might be the end of the vlog. I don't think there's much more. I have a ton of office stuff to do, but that has absolutely nothing really to do with construction or moving or this build out. So this will probably be the end of the vlog. All right, bye guys.